Well, hey, real fans of model railroaders. Welcome back to another episode of Getting Back on Track with Steve
and Roxy.
Now, we've been having so much fun running the trains, and we've been taking a lot of video of it. We started thinking, man, how great would it be to get a bird's eye view of what it looked like riding on the train?
So I've been playing around with Tinkercad, and Dad's been doing a lot of 3D printing. So we thought we could pull that together and make ourselves a camera car. So why don't you come along with us and we'll show you how we did it.
Let's get it worked out and done. So here's a look at the completed car using an open hopper for the camera. The camera we selected is a small 4K nanny cam that Bluetooth to our phone, has an SD card, and we can take up to 4 hours of video.
We're using Tinkercad to create our 3D render. We got out the digital calipers, measured our open hopper, and then we used that to measure the camera as well, so we can use shapes to add and subtract to create any kind of a shape we can imagine. We'll then save this as an STL file sent to send to the slicer. Tinkercad's been a great program to learn on. They have good tutorials and it's been really easy to use.
Then we use the slicer program with the STL file to make a G-code file that printers use to determine layer by layer how to slice and build an object. The slicer program also will give us the time it'll take to print and provide the cost to print a specific item. And in this rendering, you can see how it builds layer by layer by layer. Then once we save the file, we'll take it over and off to the 3D printer.
Now that the print is finished, we can clean up the edges and remove all the supports that were added in the printing.
Now in 3D printing, supports are used for exactly what they sound like. If you're printing a hollow object, or say you're at the side of a building where you have doors and windows, as that layer goes across the top of the window, you can't just lay the filament out in thin air. You need to have something that provides the support to hold it in place. So these supports are made in such a way that they're fairly easy to remove with a little bit of work.
So we made these shapes hollow because we knew we wanted to add some weight to keep the camera car stable. We used these automotive weights that are 1/4 ounce each. We put 8 of them in for 2 ounces total of weight. And that'll keep the camera car running nice and smooth.
And once the weights are in place, Roxanne will glue the two halves together and add a weight to it to hold it in place while it dries.
And then we'll add some shelf liner onto the sides as padding to further smooth out the ride.
Well, so far, Roxanne's design is looking pretty good. So the next step, once this is completed, is to see if it'll fit into the hopper the way it was intended.
It fits nice and snug.
Fits like a glove. So here we have the car in place on the track. We thought we'd start out by seeing how does the video look as a train's passing by. We found the height to be just perfect as it just clears through the bridge. And is providing a great view over the top of the locomotive.
This is going to be a fun tool to have as we move forward with adding scenery and other things to our layout.
Overall, I think this car is going to be a great addition to the layout. It's going to be a lot of fun for taking video with it.
Well, there you go. We had a great time making this camera car and setting it up and running it on our layout. It's been so fun and we're loving the view.
Yeah, and I think Roxy really did a great job figuring out the measurements and get it to fit into that gondola perfectly. So that car rides along real nice. It's got the perfect weight so it's not bouncing all around. And I love the bird's eye view it gives right over the top of the loco. So it's really great to have. Now this STL file, if it's something you think you might like to try and do, if you get a hold of us, I'd be more than happy to share that STL file with you if you're a 3D printing guy. So send us a line and we'd be happy to share it.
In the meantime, have fun running your trains and working on your layouts.
Make sure to hit that bell and subscribe. And we'll see you back here again on Getting Back on Track with Steve
And Roxy. Bye,
Bye
guys.
all.